Hello everyone, welcome to Off the Water. Today we're doing a 2-year review on my kayak carrier. That's this thing right here behind me. For those of you interested in like all the fine details, I did 2 in-depth reviews on it whenever I first purchased it, and you can find those videos linked in my description down below. So if you're interested in that, go over, check it out, and then come right back to this one to finish up with what I have to say about it after 2 years of steady use. So what is this? It's a BooneDox outfitter. Normally whenever you purchase one of these from the manufacturer, it's going to come with only one of these cradles right here. What I have done is outfit it to where I can put another one side by side on this thing, and what that allows me to do is obviously to carry 2 kayaks, and it has done that job exceptionally well through the course of 2 years. The weather has not been so kind to the paint job. If you take a look at this right here, you can see that the paint is chipping, but I don't really worry too much about that because the metal itself is aluminum, and it is some really high quality stuff, so it doesn't really affect its performance and the ability of it to carry my kayaks. It has not faltered, and these rubber boots have not weathered as well. Them being out in the sun constantly has not deteriorated or dry rotted by any means whatsoever. Going back to the metal on this thing being aluminum, I'm kind of happy that it is made out of that because my kayaks are predominantly used in salt water, so they do drag some of that stuff up and it leaks down. As you can see, my truck has not weathered the storm too well, and if we lower the tailgate down, it's been eaten up to death. So the rack would definitely survive longer than the truck will, and I guess that's a good thing because whenever we do get a new one, I can just place this over onto a new truck. Another thing to note, this is a small little Chevy S10, and the rack can fit on a full-size truck. We've put it on my son's Silverado right here, which has got the 8-foot bed, and the width of it you can see over here. I absolutely love it. Check here, let's get over here. Nope, that's not gonna work, so we'll get you all different angles so you can see right there. It's got all these holes so that you can line it up on a different width or size bed of a truck, and that definitely helps out. The metal itself, this thing is severely underrated as far as its weight capacity. I forgot what the website says that it can carry, but I know we have exceeded it, and it's done well. There's no bending in the frame at all whatsoever. These cradles right here, you've got these pins that allow it to extend out, and I will load up the kayaks on there so that y'all can see the process that I go through to get it up on it. And it can outfit several sizes of kayaks. Right now what I'm carrying are 12-footers, and it does it exceptionally well. Let's see, what else is there that I do not like about it? There's really not much. It does make it a bit cumbersome to access the bed, because if you see right here, there's the bed rail, here goes the rack rail, and it makes it hard for me to get in and out of my truck. But I guess that's just a small price to pay, because whenever you're carrying both kayaks, you can put all your gear inside here underneath. So mine have trolling motors and some seats and everything, and they're just big, bulky, and clunky, that you don't want to carry that stuff on top of the kayak, because once the wind gets it, you get the idea, something bad might happen. And I don't have to worry about that because everything just goes in here and not in my back seat, so it saves a lot of crucial room for my camera equipment and some of the other stuff that may be delicate and you can't expose it to the elements. So that's kind of a plus. Also, with all these pre-drilled holes, what I can do is put some attachments up here to carry other things. And right there, I've got these 2 little paddle holders that can fit down here underneath the kayak if I choose to do so. So that's kind of a little plus. Another thing up here, these holes that I've got, I use them for locking the kayaks overnight. If we go to a hotel room and you don't want somebody stealing your precious cargo, then you can run one of those master lock cables that I got from Lowe's with some huge massive master locks. And what I do, it's like a 15-footer, and it locks right here with a lock, and then the cable goes through the trolling motor well. So in the middle of the plastic, there's a huge hole that it goes down into, and you run it through one, then it goes through my trolling motors, which are down underneath, and then through the other well of the other kayak that's on this side, and then you lock it. So that's a good thing as well. The rollers right here that came with the kayak, these things are some heavy duty stuff. It comes with these black little, I'm not too sure, canvas little covers with Velcro. I've never had an issue with them popping off or anything like that. You can see how they get abused. That salt water really tried its best to mess these things up, the mud and everything, but those guys are champs and they're holding strong. So that right there is 2 years worth of use that you're seeing on it. There is no bends, no cracks in the metal. It's really high quality stuff. So I'm going to mount the camera to the tripod, and what we're going to do is load up one of them. I may load 2 of them up, just depends. All right, so let's get started. We got to first start by taking out the trolling motor that we have right here. What I normally do, the way I said earlier, is put these inside the bed. So we got that little rubber padding right there that's going to help to protect our motor. So we do that times 2. Big old chair right here also goes into the bed. At this point, the kayak is ready to load up onto the cradle, and we just gonna, normally I do this by myself. It saves your back. 2 people you can do it, but it's gonna kind of hurt your back. So I'll just come out with it. Now if you come over here, you can see that there's a transducer on this kayak right here, and that is, I mean, that's a really bad design by the kayak maker who designs this, because whenever you're going onto the rail, that will wreck it. So you got to make sure if you do have a transducer that's exposed, you go beyond it. Right here we got just a plain old ratchet strap. Nothing special about this thing. Any size is going to do. So we go through the hole right down there, and then all the way around this bar, and what this is going to do is keep steady pressure on the kayaks pushed forward into this little rubber boot over here, and we cinch that down. No need to super torque it because it's plastic and then it will bend, and there it is. That guy is going to be solid. Normally it's a bit more graceful than that, but I was working with limited room and the skiff was in my way. But you basically put the ratchet strap up there, and then back here, in order to secure the rear of the kayak, and then come right back down over here. It's a very simple strap right here. I don't know what you call these, but really easy to work with. And then hand tighten it, and that is it. Normally I'll throw a little, somewhat of a knot to keep it seated down while it's flapping in the wind. And there you go. Like I said, 2+ years, I've had no issues. The good thing about it is that when a vehicle comes up behind you, you don't have to worry about them ramming into it because they couldn't see it. This right here, the tail end of them, is right at the windshield level, so that's a plus. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to click the thumbs up button. For those of y'all interested in possibly getting one of these, it will be linked in my video description down below. And this is not a paid advertisement by any means. Just know that if you do decide to go this route, it is very expensive for just one. So when you start trying to buy two, then you may as well go with a trailer because it's going to be a lot cheaper. But this route right here saves you parking, like needing an extra parking space, the hassle of towing a trailer around. You can launch anywhere on the side of the road, and the list just goes on and on. So I do highly recommend going over to my fishing channel, doing the YouTube search, or just go down to the description below. I'm gonna link them there. So again, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch y'all next time when we're off the water.